Hello and welcome back to the 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. I'm Leah Crowley. Thank you for joining us. Coming up this week, we have more information on the recent campus-wide blue light outage and important COVID-19 updates. And as always, make sure you stick around for your Rhody Sports Corner. When you walk home at night, the presence of the blue lights may help you feel safe. But as I found out on the annual Blue Light Safety Walk, the emergency system has some problems.
Oh, okay, make a note that the light's out.
Student Senate member Katie Siegel struggles to get through to the dispatch operator on the other side of this blue light emergency phone.
Hello, this is number 12.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me all right? Make a note.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you able to hear me?
Blue lights are an emergency phone system equipped with two buttons. The red one for emergencies and the black one for using URI's Safe Ride service.
The idea is that when you're standing at a blue light, you should be able to see another one about 600 feet away. I'm currently in the Fine Arts Center parking lot, and you can see a blue light right over there, and there's another one right here as well.
Outside all time.
Uh-oh.
When someone pushes a blue light button, the hope is that they will be connected to a dispatch operator who can see the blue light's location and send help.
Hit the black button.
Hit the black.
So this is light 73. Lights are working.
Oh.
Siegel, other members of Student Senate, Campus Police, and Public Safety are conducting their annual Blue Light Safety Walk to check whether the emergency phones are working.
Hi, checking the blue light.
The safety walk comes on the heels of a campus-wide blue light outage on March 4th.
This was a planned switchover by our telephone vendor. Apparently something happened with the switches. They weren't programmed correctly so that when they were turned back on, we went for a time without being able to make receiving calls from outside the campus.
URI Communications sent out notices alerting staff and students of the outage.
We got the vendor back here to make the corrections, and when they got the main phones running again, we still found that there were a number of blue light phones that weren't working. I can report that as of last Thursday, they are all working now.
Phone not in service. Well.
Light 29.
Less than a week after I spoke with Chief Baker, the Blue Light Safety Walk found multiple phones with broken lights and call systems.
It's all right. We're here for a reason. All right. Right outside EMS station, out of service.
Sign blocking testing.
The safety walk at the end of 2019 found similar issues as well.
I'm just testing the blue light.
Number 38.
Number 38.
Yeah, hi, we're just testing out the light. We can't hear you. All right, so that's not working.
Yeah, and the light just went off.
Okay. Do it again.
The newer blue lights have cameras, and Public Safety wants to continue improving the emergency systems in the future.
All right.
The light glow. I can somewhat hear you, but it's breaking up.
All right. Thank you very much.
According to Student Senate Campus Affairs Chair Michael Bentley, of the 50 lights tested on the safety walk, 92% of the call buttons were functioning, but 24% of the phones had issues with lighting. It is unclear when the broken lights will be fixed. Next up, what is the likelihood of COVID-19 vaccines being given on campus? And what are health services plans as we head toward the end of the semester? Imani Fleming has everything you need to know.
As the end of the semester approaches, URI is continuing to manage its COVID-19 response. Ellen Reynolds tells us more about vaccines on campus, a temporary rise in cases, and year-end goals.
University of Rhode Island will not be getting any vaccines directly to distribute this semester, most likely, and that any of our campus community that is eligible, and right now we know that's anyone between 16 and 60 with medical conditions, or anybody 60 or above, should be participating in the statewide clinics or those being administered by CVS and Walgreens. And now we understand Walmart, Stop and Shop, and other pharmacies are coming on board as well. So currently that is the state's distribution for the vaccine program, and we're encouraging all of our community to participate that way if they are currently eligible. It's our hope that we will have access to vaccine at some point and be able to offer it to our students once the state is able to distribute it to the institutes of higher ed.
In response to a rise in positive cases, the university released a statement discouraging students from letting their guard down and to remain vigilant in practicing all COVID safety protocols.
Our tracker noted that we had an increase in the number of cases. Although our positivity rate still remained in the 2.5%, the number of cases were too many. We were seeing over 100 a week, and that's more than what we were comfortable with. So we did have to take a shelter-in-place approach with some of our Greek affiliated chapters that had higher than 5% positivity rate or less than an 85% testing status. So when that occurred, what we did was took a little pause. And I think what we're seeing now is the result of that, right? We made sure that we got everybody refocused on making sure that we're following the rules, decreased our transmission rate in the community. And I'm happy to say that as of this morning, we're looking at a 0.93% positivity rate. And if we could sail through the rest of March and April there, I would feel very comfortable with those numbers.
According to Reynolds, URI is planning for some new changes as the semester finishes up.
You'll also see, as I mentioned, a call for those outdoor spaces to open up on our campus to make sure that we have plenty of spaces for students to gather and to socialize and work together on projects. So we'll be encouraging that to happen. I think you'll see a change fairly certain in regard to our domestic and international travel and looking like we're going to go and match what the state has right now, which would allow for individuals in our community, both students, faculty, and staff, to quarantine after domestic travel and test out as opposed to having a mandatory quarantine period. So they could come, quarantine, get a test, and be able to come out. Stay tuned for that. We haven't announced that yet, but we're working towards that. With numbers that we're looking at, we have more confidence in our ability to be able to change some of these policies and feel comfortable.
And now over to Aniekan Okon with your Rhody Sports Corner.
Thanks, Leah. Hello and welcome back. I'm Aniekan Okon and this is your Rhody Sports Corner. Spirits were high for the Rhode Island Rams football team after their thrilling overtime victory at Villanova. Heading into last Saturday's game against number 18 Albany, they had the chance to do something that they hadn't done in 20 years. Let's take you to the highlights. The Great Danes would get on the board late in the first quarter with this 8-yard touchdown pass from Jeff Undercuffler to Mo Jobby to make it 7-0. After a Jared Martin sack in the end zone to make it 7-2, the Rams would take the lead midway through the second with a 7-yard touchdown catch from Ivory Frimpong. Fast forward to the fourth with the score tied at 10. Rolling to his right, quarterback Kasim Hill would be picked off by Danny D'Amico. The Great Danes would fail to score at the end of the fourth, so the game would go into overtime. In overtime, like he did last weekend at Villanova, Hill would call his own number and speed past the Great Dane defense to make it 17-10. The Rams would just need one stop to secure the victory. With one last opportunity for Albany to continue the drive and the game, Jeff Undercuffler's pass would fall incomplete. The Rams would capture their second straight overtime victory and back-to-back wins against ranked opponents for the first time since 2001. The Rams will look to make it 3-for-3 against ranked opponents this Saturday when they welcome Delaware into town. The win would also help the Rams move up to 18th in this week's Stats Perform FCS poll. This is the first time that the team is in the top 25 since October of 2018. Women's soccer, volleyball, tennis, and baseball also picked up wins this past weekend. And that's it for this week's edition of your Rhody Sports Corner. I'm Aniekan Okon.
That's all we have for you this week at the 5 Cent Cigar Newscast. Enjoy the rest of your week, and as always, stay safe, Rhody.